Hello kings, queens, and majesties, welcome to Whalestat. I am Slice of Otaku, and once again, I need to talk to you about Arataki Itto. I've been preparing for this man's release since he was announced. Version 2.3 is right around the corner, yet at the same time, our boy's time to shine won't be until the second half of it, which means we have a few more weeks to get everything we need in order. Now, when I really like a character and I'm excited for their banner, I typically do this sort of thing, but for Itto, I'm going crazier than I ever have before. My intention is to make this man the strongest I possibly can, and for that, I need him to be at level 90, triple crowned, potentially, but more so probably Constellation 6, with incredible artifacts, his banner weapon, Red Horn Stone Thresher, and finally, a great team to bring it all together. Which is a lot to accomplish. But then again, it has been a bit over a month since he was first announced, and so I've certainly had time to prepare. Oh, and lest we forget resource preparations that are totally just 100% accurate predictions that just came to me in a dream one night, just like everyone else on the internet whenever a new character is being released in this game. But even without knowing the specifics, when it comes to upgrading any character in this game, it is imperative that we have two things in particular: experience books and Mora. I have been hoarding these things like a madman, and my low-level characters are definitely looking at me crazy, but it needs to be done. At the time of this recording, I have a bit over 1,000 Heroes Wit and over 10 million Mora. Now you may be thinking to yourself, Slice, why do you have so many experience books? Don't you only need around 400 to bring a character to level 90? Well, my friends, this is where the team aspect comes in, because along with Itto, we have puppy boy Goro to look after as well. Goro is going to be an incredible support unit for mono Geo teams. The more Geo characters on the team, the better the buffs. And so, I will need him to be capable as well. Certainly not level 90 or even perhaps 80 for that matter, as he'll be far from taking an active DPS role, but nevertheless, he'll need to be tended to. Besides him, we of course have one of my best boys, Albedo, who I have already unlocked the final ascension for, but is still level 80. Don't exactly need him to hit that 90 mark, but hey, the option is always there. My Zhongli is already 90 and built like crazy. My Ningguang could use some work since she's only level 60, and my Noelle is level 80 and a beast all her own, who with Itto's introduction to the game is in a way getting a buff of her own, which I am also really excited about. If I'm gonna get Itto up to level 90 and Goro to level 80, that'll require 659 purple books. If we knock Goro down to level 70 instead, we are looking at 579 purple books. From there, adding a level 80 Ningguang brings us up to around 823 of them. One thing I hate is when you're done leveling up some characters and are left with not only an empty wallet for some, but also a resource shortage. And so ideally, I would like a bit left over. But with that being said, experience books are the easy part. The real evil in this world is Mora. Why? Because we need it for everything. To level these characters exactly as I intend, that'll cost around 3.5 million Mora. And then from there, we just need to add in the 4,957,500 that I will need to triple crown Itto. I'll also need to get the talents of these characters up as well, get Itto's weapon up to level 90, and build up a metric ton of artifacts. So yeah, no more math, you get the point. Even with 10 million Mora, for my purposes at least, I'm broke. But you know what, that last part about artifacts is very important. The new domain will be providing an incredible set for our defensively inclined party members. Itto, Noelle, and Albedo are going to absolutely love this thing. However, along with it is Kokomi's set, Ocean Hued Clam, which for the vast majority of players, I'm sure is going to be very frustrating as Kokomi doesn't exactly have the best reputation. That being said, I actually have her, and I do like her despite her faults, so it's not that bad. As long as it can find some use and isn't just another lava walker, I'll be fine. Besides, I can use them to power up my Itto artifacts. And listen guys, I have been saving. I have 55 fragile resin ready to go for this thing. I refuse to be denied a good set by RNG. But you wanna know what the funny thing is? Despite all these preparations I have, I still need 45 beetles. There are plenty of them on the map, but going out of my way to round them all up is a tedious task that I tend to avoid for as long as possible. Which I really shouldn't, because I've had issues in the past when it comes to needing things like these. So I should probably get it out of the way before it ends up being an actual issue. I am absolutely ready to kick that spooky wolf's teeth in, but I just hope it doesn't require too much resin from me. But to close this discussion out, I suppose a reasonable question would be, why Itto? Why am I subjecting myself to all this for the sake of one single character? Well, I think he's pretty neat. I love the goofy Japanese gangster trope meets Rengoku thing that he's got going on. His attack animation looks absolutely beastly, and he's an Oni. Now, I've seen the discourse, people seem to be upset that he is not using a new model, but rather just has his muscle textured on, which I'll admit is a bit silly, but for me at least, it's not that deep. If anything, I'm more impressed about how Albedo's hair does not match up with his official artworks. And granted, these are minor critiques, the same could be said about Diluc. However, I do believe that on some level they are actually valid, considering we have seen the enemies that we face actually get facelifts here and there, so I don't think it's all too radical. But from the perspective of MiHoYo, I can see how that might be a negligible addition as opposed to new content and new characters. Honestly, I'm not exactly sure how powerful Itto will actually end up being, considering he is not out yet, but at the very least, he doesn't look bad. I am pretty sure we'll see a situation similar to Kazuha's release, where he was compared to Sucrose left and right, but ended up being amazing by himself, where the notion of Noel being better than Itto or whatever will arise. Again, he's not here yet, but Noel is a great character, and frankly, a jack of all trades. She can do a lot of things. She can damage, she can shield, and she can heal. Itto, on the other hand, seems to be all in on wreaking havoc and being a scary brawler. There may be overlap, sure, but ultimately, they seem to possess their own merits that certainly set them apart. Now, if any of you are planning on wishing for Itto, let us know down in the comments, along with how much prep you have done or plan to do. And hey, if there's anyone who has changed their mind on the guy and instead wants Albedo, Eula, or someone yet to be released, let us know that as well. And don't forget to subscribe to Whalestat with notifications on to keep up with our Itto journey and everything else in the world of Genshin Impact. I have been your host, Slice of Otaku. Thank you all so much for watching and have an awesome day. I love you.